Good afternoon, rock stars. Good afternoon. Hey, Caitlin.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm in Oregon. Oregon.
I know, I've seen your pictures and they're so beautiful.
hmm It is
Stunning
beautiful.
there.
Horse country around here. Everyone's got horses, lots of land. I saw an owl. I saw this huge owl that was mountain biking. It's beautiful. I'm having a great time.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
How are you doing?
Today, like the universe fucking loves me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I had three women who I had previously interviewed for my mastermind that just were like, I don't have the money right now. Three of them in one day were like, I came up with the money. I want in. I need to start with you in September. And I was like, what? What? I was like, okay, give me your credit card. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that was like cool. Cause last week, like I told you, I had to lay low. I was just, hey, Dina.
Hey.
And I was just like, I need to start getting some details sorted out. And I was just like, Caitlin, shut the fuck up. Get out of your way. Like, you can handle all this and go do it. And then I had a girlfriend of mine, because what I do in my nightlife is I do the doula work. So I do labor and birth support for women because it feeds my soul. And I had two new clients come on board today.
Woohoo!
So,
Hey.
yeah, today was a $11,000 day.
Wow! Congratulations! Congratulations! How amazing!
Yeah. I'm high, like high.
Yeah. See, from one week to another, one week was, I don't know, what's this mastermind gonna look like? To the next week, I signed up 3 clients in one day and 2 doula clients. Congratulations!
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Power.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, amazing! $11,000 days. In the other group, another woman had an $8,000 day today. I'm like, geez, you guys are on fire. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. There's like an energy shift about right now. Like, I don't know if you can sense it, but everybody is all of a sudden like, I got to do something with myself. I got to do something with my life. Like, there's a definite increase in the tempo right now. So I'm going to ride it out and cash in on it, baby.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like welcome, Sherry. Welcome, Adina. Welcome, welcome. We have, it's going back to school time. And this is what happens. It's another year. Oh, shit. It's another school year. Oh, I'm still here doing this. And it's a whole, oh, my God. And it's going to be Christmas. And then I'm really going to have to face another year. So this is kind of like the last chance of the year. Do you know what I mean? The last quarter, the last push. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, I'm going to use that for another ad in my group.
Yeah. Hey, Mary. Hey, Sherry. Yeah.
What is she doing?
I know. Welcome to the house. Running to the house. So welcome, Roxas. We have some new members joining us. Adina is joining us and Mary is joining us. Welcome. What are you guys celebrating? What's going awesome and yummy and juicy for you guys?
Well, I'm new to this. Am I supposed to be muted or not muted?
No, everyone's unmuted. It's not a huge group. We're going to be like 5 or 6 people on here.
Yes,
really?
I love it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So what are you celebrating? What's going awesome and yummy and juicy for you?
I just feel like, having taken this leap to jump in. Can you hear me okay? Because I feel like I can't hear myself. It's weird.
I can hear you.
I feel like taking this leap, I'm just expectantly waiting for this great stuff to happen. Mm-hmm. I feel like, gosh, it's really hard to hear myself. I feel like the shifts that I'm experiencing some great shifts. I mean, personally, in my life, in my marriage, in my kids, in my business, I'm just feeling like I am rewarded and blessed for taking this leap of faith, because I'm that type of woman like, hey, I can throw down that kind of cash any day. So that just must be the kind of woman that I am. Instead of freaking out about it, I just have to trust that I'm in the right place at the right time and all things are working together for me. And if I want to be that millionaire, that $2 million a year woman, this is the start. So I'm really excited. I feel like there's momentum. A couple of the Facebook people that I've been they've been sharking. I had 2 more people reach out to me through private messages. One said, hey, I joined your group. I saw your group. I'm getting married this week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. But when I get back, I want to circle back with you. So I feel like something's definitely, like Caitlin said, definitely shifting and changing.
Working.
And it's actually, instead of instead of stressing out about when it's going to happen, I'm learning that the slow times, there's actually a blessing to get prepared for the fast times.
Yeah.
So it's a new perspective for me. It's what I used to do with my spa business. I used to get freaked out when it was slow. And then I realized, well, it's slow. I can actually handle getting this other stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to rock and roll with you guys.
Yay!
I want to know who's gonna be there in October with you, because I'm coming. I want to know how many.
I think Caitlin's going to be there in October. Adina, you're going to be there. I don't know, Sherry, are you coming in October for the Soul Sister Mastermind?
No, I'm tied up then.
You're tied up. There's
new grandbaby.
There's 2 other women I think that are coming that have graduated this group, but they're coming. And Nick, and I think there's another woman, and then we still have some 3 places to fill. So we're going to have a blast.
Yes.
You guys are going to get photo shoots with the amazing Ashley, who used to be she's an amazing yoga teacher, but she's an even better wedding photographer, and she does portraits for all clients, and they're amazing. And we're going to have a blast at the montage. So super stoked to see you guys there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
Mary and Sherry, welcome. What are you guys celebrating? What's going awesome and yummy and juicy?
Hey.
Okay, upstairs.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. What are you celebrating? What's going awesome, yummy, and juicy? Can you hear us? Oh, maybe she can't hear us.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, you. I was talking to you, Mary. What are you celebrating? What's going awesome and yummy and juicy?
Talking to the one that was that was Caitlin rolling around like that. What's new and exciting? I just did a live video. We had that phone call today, so I did my live video.
Great.
It was okay. I'm just going to keep on, moving forward with that.
Yeah.
I'm just adjusting, but that's about it.
Great. Yeah. Kudos for doing something new, doing a live streams, trying new things. Yeah. Business is really all about learning new things. I mean, guess what? It never stops. There's going to always be a new edge. Oh, now you're going to manage a sales team with 6 people instead of 4. Oh, you're going to, try this or try that, or now you're going to do, there's always a new learning curve. So kudos for stepping out there and trying something new. That's awesome. And welcome.
My pet business is booming again. I keep on getting calls left and right for my pet business, and I don't want to do that.
Well, that's
for the money.
That's also celebration, because abundance is coming in anyway.
It is.
Reshaping your mind, and money comes in, I'll take it. You want to pay me for this? Somebody comes and says, I want you to coach me to find my husband. I'll take it. Yeah, I will. You know what I mean? Not sure. You want to mentor with me this way? Great. So
that's
just
a lot.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Being grateful that abundance is coming your way. That means that there's a shift happening. Awesome. Yeah. Good deal.
I'm glad to be here. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here.
Mary, it's so good to have you here, hon. I know I'm just so excited I get front row seat to watch you transform in this
thank you.
process. August 28th, 2018, you're not even going to be the same person.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
None of us are.
Yeah, no, we're all going to be. I can't wait to see us at the end.
Yes. Can we get a little crystal ball and see what
Yeah, I know. We can use our imagination and create it anyway. So,
right.
Do you remember that woman that used to have the I see so-and-so and so-and-so? And do you guys remember that?
The looking glass, the whatever. Yes.
You should say, I see so-and-so and so. Anyways,
yeah.
I knew that.
I do.
You're not old enough for that, Vanessa.
I am.
Yes.
Sherry knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. What are you celebrating, Sherry? What's going awesome, yummy, and juicy for you?
Well, I'm into getting more prepared with move. My son's getting better. That's an awesome thing. He's no longer in the hospital. He's actually painting things in my new where we're moving to. So that's, and I've got a winter deadline, being in Canada, right? All of a sudden we'll have no heat.
And you guys are moving to this dream house that you guys bought, right?
Well, it's a dream location.
Right.
It will be a dream house.
And you're building it, yes?
No, it's built.
It's built.
But it's like a 70s house, but it's livable for now until things get rolling.
Right.
And it's in the middle of the prairies, but there's a park down by the Cypress Hills by Maple Creek, which is 4 hours out of Saskatoon. So you know where it is. So
wow.
And it's awesome. And my husband wanted to move back there for a long time. So that's a really good thing. So we're trying to get everything prepared to move as I do all this in the same time. So he wanted to go on a run to see some horses last night, which was about 3 hours away. So I had my book that I'm reading while we're driving. I had already downloaded a MP3 from John Maxwell, and I listened to it when I was driving back home at 11 o'clock at night in the vehicle. So drive time university.
Yep.
Got to figure out what you can do while you're still driving. When he's driving, I can do Facebook posts and all that stuff.
Yep.
So I'm getting refocused on getting my webinar and on where I want to go with that. Because as you know, I've had some other stuff happen in the meantime, and we've worked through that. And you just have to. So
great. Well, I'm excited for this move. Congratulations on focusing, and I'm happy that your son's doing better as well. That's a big loaded stress that's gone. So
yes.
Awesome. Yummy, juicy celebrations, you guys. Welcome, welcome. Well, listen, I am all ears for you guys. What do you want to focus on? What questions do you have for me? You know, mindset stuff, sales stuff, system stuff. Adina, you want to go first? Go for it.
I have a question just because right after this call, I've got my very first two calls of the people that sign up for my group. So, but they're individual. So one's like at 6 o'clock my time. The other one's at 7 o'clock my time. And I'm a little nervous, which I guess is normal.
But you look great, though.
I'm going to work. I took a shower and I'm like, I'm going to work. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, fantastic.
My kids are like, where are you going? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to work. Well, you're going to work today? Yeah, I got calls today.
The key to this is, do you have pajama pants on with your
No, I don't. I don't. That's awesome. No, I have regular old jean capris on.
Ooh, fancy.
But anyway, so my question is, so they did their homework. I sent them the PDF of their first module, and they're saying, hey, do you need me to send it to you? And I'm kind of thinking, okay, like what would Vanessa do? Because we don't send our homework to Vanessa, but so I'm right now creating the culture, teaching them how to treat me type of deal from the day one. So I did have them send it to me, but I'm just not sure exactly what we're supposed to talk about. Like, am I supposed to go over the homework with them? Because we don't really go over our homework with you. I just need some direction, clarity, guidance as far as what to do with this call and what maybe they're expecting. And I know ask a lot of open-ended questions, hold a place for them, zip my mouth, and just kind of listen, let the conversation go where it goes. But besides the accountability of them having sent me pictures of all their homework, of their modules, do I need to go over the actual homework with them each week? Is that the purpose of the call or no?
Well, here's the way that I always approach, calls. When I had one-on-one clients, I would go in the call and say, hey, awesome. Hey, listen, let's start with a celebration. So what's going awesome, yummy, juicy for you doesn't even have to be about your business, it can be about your personal life, because what you focus on expands. And that's why I start all calls like that. Even in the 8-week program, I ask them to type in the chat box for celebrations, and I always start with positive focus. So that's how you can start. You're training them to show up, and actually you're going to learn a lot about where their head is by just asking that question and listening. So I start all my calls like that. And then I say, okay, listen, well, let's dump, naturally when I sit and talk with a business owner, I can hear a little bit about where they're at. I don't even have to look at anything. I can even just listen to how they're talking about their life or their own concepts of themselves, or how frustrated or not frustrated they are. And I can say, all right, let's zero in and work on this piece. What are the next pieces? So that's how I do my coaching style. I just, laser in and say, okay, that's not working. That's not working. That's not working. Let's fix these things. and let these be your next 3 priorities. And sometimes, on the call, I'll work on something with them. Maybe they'll share a screen with me and I'll take a look at something. So I really just show up with this, how can I serve? How can I help this person best? And so, they've done some homework, so that's great. You can maybe go over some of their goals. Exactly what they're wanting to do and just help them get there. You've done it. You've, coached a lot of women with spa businesses. So you've done your own coaching on yourself with spa business. So you know what the loopholes are, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, you're going to get on there and have too many things to say. Your problem is not going to be what to say. You're going to go on and on and on, and the conversation's you're going to never want to end. You're going to say, I got to go. I got another client call. You're going to be guided and, talk about this and go here and look at that. And you might cover some mindset things. And you're going to have a great call.
Yeah. Well, as I've always told you, you're a great teacher. So I had no problem laying down my money with someone that I totally respect and trust, who's been there. And one of the things I think I gained from you is the way to start a call and end a call. Start a call with celebration, end a call with, let me give you 3 things to take away, 3 takeaways.
Yep. Well, here's your next 3 action steps. And how I wrap up a call, or let's say I'm on a webinar or something, a live webinar, is we've talked about a lot of things today. What's one nugget that you're really going to take from today's call? What's one big aha? What's one big nugget that you're going to take away from today's call? You can end it like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And say, awesome. Great. Well, listen, next time we talk will be like this time. I've got you in my calendar. Kind of let them know between now and then if they can email you, if they have questions or whatnot. Then that's it. Away you go.
And then do you find with 2 people, like they're almost totally different? I have these 2 women. I sent them both a 5-minute journal. The one is just like, oh, I'm so thankful. And she reaches out and she's communicative and she's like, hey, I'm sending you my homework. And then here it is like 2 hours before my call right after her, never said thank you for the gift. Never, like, I kind of like, wow, they just feel like 2 different kids or clients, or it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. What's interesting is like your clients are going to have certain aspects of you. It's really, and working one-on-one with people is kind of like going back and clearing your own shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's really interesting. It is the most interesting, phenomenal journey that you're ever going to have.
Yeah. And so I just want to...
They can be different,
Yeah.
Okay.
It just kind of makes me concerned, like where her headspace is, because to hear nothing from her in a week is just a little unusual.
Well, you're going to find out, maybe she's afraid to reach out. Maybe there's nothing going on. Maybe she's busy having a great time and hasn't had time to reach out. Don't, and here's another piece about coaching that, I wish someone would have told me. It's actually not what you think they should be doing. It's what they want to be doing.
Right.
Like somebody else is going to have their own standard or their own measure for success. Somebody's like, well, I want to get to 10,000 a month. Some other person would be like, I'm not successful until I hit 80,000 a month. It's not, I'm not here judging or saying it should be this or that. My goal is just to help you, get to your goal and not to judge you or tell you, oh, you should be doing more or less. That's remove your own judgment of where, what they want to be doing and just
I love that.
Support them and love them. I'm telling you, that's the easiest recipe.
I love that. That resonates with me a lot with skincare. Sometimes I look at someone's skin and I'll see like brown spots or whatever, and they're not even there for the brown spots. They're for like the acne or something else. So it goes back to just what you said was like, okay, that feels really familiar. Put back on the mind of what is it that they are here for me to serve? What is it they want to fix? Because just because I see something that might be fixed, they may not even have a clue about it and want to get it fixed or changed or transformed at all.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. Good questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
I'm just kind of sitting here thinking about like how different our lines of work are, like Adina and I, and like, I guess being a psychic and intuitive, the amount of information that I get in a session, I was like, my job is to bring up everything they aren't looking at, right? To look at all those hidden things. I'm like, wow, this is so opposite. But but it's the same thing. And I've really embodied that. So, and it does work in every single avenue. Every time I pick up the phone and talk to one of these women, it's like, what went really well this week? What is a shift that you felt since the last time we talked? And all of them are now starting the calls. They get on there and like, guess what? Right? Like
Awesome.
they're starting to really shift into that mindset. And I was telling Vanessa when we got on this call, like I said to her, the universe fucking loves me today. So I had 3 women. These were all ones that I've previously interviewed for my mastermind. They'd all said no because it was a money fear. 3 women in one day came back and were like, we have the money we want in. We're starting with you in September. Yeah. So they came on. 2 new doula clients. So helping babies get into this world. And I forgot to tell you one more piece. So I know it's just a day of magic.
Great. So I'm celebrating.
That's
I've had a
awesome.
mentor for the last year who is another psychic medium. She's actually got a show on CMT called Mom's a Medium. And I've been accepted as a certified facilitator for her to start training others. And she's publishing it like every time I have a class out to her mailing list, which has over 50,000 people on it. Same with her Facebook page. Like, it's just like everything is zooming in right now. It's great.
Yeah. To celebrate this, you've made obviously some shifts in your thinking, put new pies in your oven, right?
Yeah.
And the fruit of it. This is what comes from doing the mindset work, from showing up, being ready, and serving. You know, the biggest way to move out of anytime feeling weird or not good enough or whatever it is just to start serving. How can I give? How can I serve? You know, what can I offer? Yeah. What can I offer from where I'm at now? And the universe will come showering, delivering everything you want and then some.
It works fast, like so fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're living your purpose. You've leaned into it and said, okay, I'm going to do it. And everything comes in and more guidance to get more. You know, that's the law of life, is expansion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Caitlin. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
I have no
Caitlin.
questions. I'm just like basking in this today.
I love it. I can see you. You deserve it.
I can't even like comprehend why I would do anything else today except enjoy it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'll let everybody ask their stuff.
This is a wonderful vibration to be in. Because it's the vibration of your prayer being answered.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things like, and this is something I really teach. And I know Mary was on so I've started doing this thing in my group so that people start getting used to me. I'm doing women's circles every so often where we have a different topic. And this is something you guys are more than welcome to steal and use in your own stuff if you want. Go right ahead. But what I do is I was offering free little mini readings for people, like drawing tarot cards. And I said, if you want a reading, you have to do one of the following. You have to invite a friend. You have to comment below with something you'd really like to be taught within this group. You have to comment below with something that really fucking scares you about growing your intuition. Or do all of them and you can have like a fuller reading. Well, most of them jumped on the boat and gave me everything. And I have this list now in my book of over 30 different topics that I can beef out into videos, into blogs, into everything. And what I was doing is like, what these people really need to jump on board with me is to realize that I can witness them and I can hear them. Mm-hmm. So what I did is I was like, I'm going to make a little webinar women's circle where we gather and we're just going to have a little talking, sharing time. And from that, I've generated more applications again too, because all they want to see is that I can actually hear them, witness them, share a little bit of insight, and I can teach. And it was phenomenal, the feedback from that. Like, phenomenal.
So I'm really celebrating you leaning in and, you know, money loves speed, right? You set your goal. Okay. You impregnate your subconscious mind. I am this, I have this concept of me. I am, visualize yourself having it. And then your intuition is going to give you an idea. Bang, do this women's circle. Wow. Yeah. You got into it and did it. And there's the results, right? The applications. And so that's wonderful, you know, that you leaned into that. And thank you for sharing. So you did something like Zoom, right? Where women are. And how many women showed up? 20 women? 10?
There was a couple that went in and out, but in total there were 20 different ones that showed up.
Right. So here's what and this is why I used to do these live weekly webinars. Okay. Now everybody here in this group, because you're in our group, you can all be guests on my live weekly webinar show. We just have to pick a date and set that up. And before I had Facebook ads, when I had my ads account shut down because I didn't know you couldn't promote yourself in a bikini on Facebook.
What? You really can't?
Really can't. No.
That's ridiculous.
Who wouldn't want to see my boobs on Facebook? Now I'm joking. I had to got resourceful. I had to find other ways to generate leads. And I had only this year-long program at the time. And I used to do a live weekly webinar. And what would happen is you would get into this habit of answering people, talking with them. It wasn't even a Zoom. It was a live weekly webinar. They could ask questions in the chat. But what did that breed? It built relationship.
Yeah.
And one of the things that one of my dear friends from Hawaii says, her name is Laka. She's like a super intuitive massage. What do I call her? She's just like a really wild, spiritual being. Let's call her that. And she said, women relax when they feel heard.
Mm-hmm.
Women relax when they feel heard. That's why, most times men and women have sex like different ways. Men have sex to relax. Women have to relax to have sex.
Yep.
Gotta talk and and get it out there. And so that was, it's really interesting that you found this. I'm going to do this women's circle, and they feel seen and witnessed and heard. Oftentimes that's what happens on the 8-week boot camp, right? You guys have all been through that 8-week boot camp where, some people, they don't even ask me a question. They just start talking and they talk, and they answer their own questions sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. Oftentimes it happens, but they get witnessed. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that tip. And then at the end, you pick a topic, you let them share about it, and then you give them an offer to, hey, book a strategy call with me.
Yeah. And you know what, for the strategy call stuff at the end, it's been interesting because last night, was it last night we did that, Mary? I don't even know what day it is.
Well, I think so.
Don't even know. Last night I forgot to do it. And all 3 of these women were on that, on that circle last night. And then I had a couple more applications generated just from doing it. And I didn't even have to make the offer. So I can only imagine if I actually remembered after my high to be like, so you guys, if you want a little bit more of this, here's the link, here's what I do, right?
So here's the deal. You were visible, you delivered value, and you forgot to make an offer, but it still worked. Pretty much.
We'll go with that.
That's the law of life.
Yeah.
It's like you said to me the other day, Adina, you screwed it up, but look, you still got, I don't know what exactly I messed up, but I remember I did something like quote unquote. Yeah, and you're still getting results.
Yeah. Because there's a woman named Cynthia Kersey, okay? She runs this thing called the Unstoppable Foundation. She's a wonderful woman. I originally met her. I did Fabienne Fredrickson's program. This is 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And I saw this woman, Cynthia Kersey, on stage talking about how she started her business. She had no idea what it was going to be about. And she wanted to start these orphanages, and she saw Bob Proctor, and he was like, well, just ask. So she's like, well, I'm going to ask you for 20 grand. I'm going to ask 10 people for 20 grand. And he said, yes. And so she went on this whole just giving, she wanted to start this foundation by giving and making these orphanages. And it turned into this huge hoo-ha. And that's all she does is she runs around the speaking community, speaking on these big stages with thousands of people on them, and donate, because there is a law that says when you give, it shows the universe that you have. Isn't that true?
Mm-hmm.
And then the universe comes back to you with the law of attraction and gives you more that you have.
Yeah.
And if you give, more will be given to you. And if you're faithful with little, and you give the little that you have, you show that you can be trusted to be given more.
That's right. So it's a law. Whenever you feel weird or no, get out and stop making it about you and just start giving. I would do that. I'm going to give it. What do I have? I have stories. I'm a good storyteller. Whoop, turn on the video, make a story. Whoop, I can share this. Whoop, and just being in that vibration of giving. And Caitlin, you've done a phenomenal job of that because it's pouring, it's raining on you. The universe.
It's crazy. And like some of the ladies from the 8K group or 8K group, Jesus, 10K group have been asking me, you know, how successful are your ads? Like, how are you doing this? And I said to them, I'm like,
your ad.
It has nothing to do with my ad. I have one ad running at $5 a day. That's it right now, because the momentum is going like crazy and people are inviting their friends and their friends are inviting their friends.
So this is something that you stumbled upon. I mean, you could have a whole other side business, and I've seen ads for this on Facebook. How to run a profitable Facebook group webinar, or how to run women's circles. I mean, that's a whole other thing. That could be your year-long program. You know, that could be another thing. You know, that could be something that you teach your clients, even more value.
Well, so I took your whole platform and started another business this past week.
There you go.
I'm going to make my husband manage because I really love, you know, being busy. And so I basically just followed the exact same formula, and I'm building out something that's like less of me individually, but it's called Canadian Riding Lesson Connection. And so I'm doing advertising help and bridging the connection between people who are offering these programs and the people who want them, and teaching these people actually how to get their programs in front of clients. And I just built myself like this really quick little program called the Profitable Horse Biz so that people can actually make some money. And it's like already growing like wildfire too. So I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. It's happening.
It's happening.
Look at this. Money loves speed.
Yes, it does.
So it does. You know, you get an idea, you don't just sit around and hash about it. You get into action. And that's you, when you impress your subconscious with what you want, you know, you're feeling that expansion, and you're not denying it. You're saying, yes, I want this. I am this. I have this now. Ha! I am this now. I am this now. The universe comes and rushes in and gives you ideas at the fastest ways for you to have those. And they come in the form of ideas. You make a prayer, and then the answer comes. You got to take action and make it happen. So amazing. Thanks. So these are horseback riders, or these are people who want to teach riding, and then you're showing them about Facebook groups and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I'm also helping them bridge the gap. So I've started building out a new website where I'm actually putting their information up on it. So they all have, it's kind of like a directory, right. But I'm also featuring guest bloggers and doing my own little bits of writing to get it out there. And I mean, I put that website up 2 days ago, and it's already got almost 1,000 impressions a day. Like, it's going fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's going to be Canada-wide. So we'll just see. It was just a fun thing for me. And if it doesn't work, I don't really fucking care.
Yeah. But it's a great idea. This is wonderful, Caitlin. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear more from Caitlin, if it's okay. I think we could all learn from that. Like, so if I have this Facebook group, this private group, and I've got, 150 women in there, how do I do these circles if I don't have their email address? Or can you do a Facebook Live only within your
in your
Facebook group?
Yeah, you can do Facebook Lives in your group, and I have done a few of those, but I've often tied all the women's circles that I've built out so far have been based on whatever kind of theme and topics that the people in there are speaking about that week. So it's something that they're constantly going, I'm having all these dreams. Like, I seem to be waking up every single night. So we did a circle that was just about dreams. And then last week it was all about how do I know if this is my ego talking or my intuition, and I don't know how to follow it. So that's what we talked about last night. So it really came down to me listening to what their issues were, what was going on for them, and just going, okay, well, how can I turn this into a topic so I can get in front of them and I can teach and give them a tiny little tool, and they can walk away, feel like they were heard. That's what I named my first business, by the way, Sacred Witness. So, yeah, and it's just really been about figuring out what it takes to engage them. And now there's not really any figuring. Every single thing I put up, people engage with. There's no such thing as not getting comments and likes and
But here again, what you've done is it's a classic rule of business, and you're really embodying being the expert. You know, an expert is somebody, a business is somebody who finds a problem and offers a solution, right? So what happens when you start having people in your group is find out what are they struggling with? What are your biggest problems? Ask questions in there. You know, what are you struggling with the most? And then whatever answers they give you, I'm thinking of hosting a one-time training about this. Are you in? You like it? Or another topic, they're going to tell you, you know, you become their trusted kind of advisor. And then again, you show up, you be visible, deliver, find a way to do that. Whether it's with a women's circle, whether it's with a live stream video or a piece of content, be visible, deliver value, make offers. They love it.
The polls work really well for that. Like putting up some options. Like, what are you struggling with the most right now? Is it you don't have enough money? You don't get enough clients? Like whatever it is within your own business worlds. And I made my answers kind of goofy and kind of, I'm a little bit quirky when I teach. I'm a little bit quirky as a person anyway. So I put my personality into it and didn't make it dry. And people were answering the craziest things on that thing. So I don't know, you just kind of have to be creative and have some fun with it and enjoy what you're doing, and people start to follow. They follow that energy.
Yep, and you're asking questions. Ask questions and find out, and then you're using, you know, and basically what you've done though is you've created a space for people, a community. And this is what happens inside a Facebook group is it becomes where they come from to drink from your wisdom and your nourishment. And they get to expect that when I come in this group, I find sisterhood, I find, you know, collaboration, there's support here. Wow, this is only her free shit. Wow. Imagine what it's going to be like when I actually like get involved with this woman.
And Caitlin, did you say you're doing these every day or every week?
When I feel like it.
Okay.
Right now, so I'm going to do another one on Tuesday night next week. I don't know. About fears within the intuitive world. And I base it like when somebody gives me some information, I have a little bit of free time and I don't have my clients booked. I'm like, I'll put it over there because I have nothing better to do with my day. Right? Like I don't have a rhythm to it right now.
So you just post the Zoom link. Hey guys, we're going to have a women's circle about this. Come and share your thoughts.
No, I make it an event and I invite everybody. And then I post it in the group and then I do a reminder and then I do a little live video. And
so you created this is a whole big event. And again, this is why webinars work and live stream videos work, because it's event-based marketing. So you make it an event inside your Facebook group?
Yep. Yeah.
Not outside the Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group, it's an event. You invite everybody, then you post about it, and then you also do a live stream about it and invite people to come. And then
I make them register so that I get their email addresses.
It's Webinar Jam.
I'm actually just doing it on Zoom right now, but
how do you make them register?
Hold on one second. I will show you. So I do all of my own web design and development. I'm very basic, so I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm like magical with this, but
hey, basic, obviously getting stuff done.
Yeah, it works. Okay. So where's my little share screeny thing?
The green button.
There we go. You guys see?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just made this landing page with its own link. So it just has Women's Circle at the top. It's not findable on my website. It's something I just give out. And all I do is post like the topic that's here. So this is the one that was last night. And I get them to send their email address. And then I have an autoresponder coming off of this that goes and sends them the link afterwards, but this automatically adds them to my Aweber.
I love
Great.
it.
So you're building your list at the same time.
Yeah.
There you
You're
go.
so smart, Caitlin.
Hmm?
You're too smart for your own dang good, girl.
It's like a live weekly webinar is what it is.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You join them in to come to this event where they get to see and they get to experience, they get to taste test you.
Yeah.
And it's done via Zoom and you all see each other like we do our Zooms. Each person goes at a certain time.
Yeah. Whoever wants to have their camera on has their camera on. And if they don't, they hide. And I don't really care. And I just yammer away until somebody wants to interject. And I ask a few questions every now and again. I'm like, okay, well, has anybody experienced this? Does anybody have some insight? Anybody have this come up in their week? And
Do
then
do they interject like we're talking now, or do they put it in the chat on the right?
Well, last night I had to mute people because there was a whole ton of back noise, but a previous one I did, I had them all unmuted. I just get them to unmute themselves whenever, and I will give them opportunities. I'm like, if you guys want to interrupt me, feel free, just unmute at any time. Just be like, hey, you. So, and they do.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You created an event, and then you hooked it up with your Zoom and with an autoresponder. They have to do an opt-in page. They opt in. It kicks it back. They go onto your email list. I'm sure then if you already have that email list that you're emailing them and saying, hey, there's another one coming up. You should join us.
I do. And I also send them one after the event too. And I just say, thanks for joining us. I don't even give them an offer on that. It's just thanks for being there and your energy and your presence and holding space. And it's just
perfect.
That quick little thing. Yeah.
See how nice, being visible, delivering value, making offers. It's really that simple.
It's really just about being you. That's all it is. Like, I love Vanessa because you have put this into a rhythmical step-by-step program, but really it's just training people to show up and be them and just show up, right? Like,
that's all it is. People love you. They just don't know, they don't see you. And with online businesses, how are they going to get to know you if they don't see you on video somehow? That's why I say video is the most powerful thing. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And they love you. They love your experience. Just the ability, just showing up it's 90% of it, because most of them aren't.
yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Most of them are not willing to do that. Just the fact that you're showing up means you already got them beat. Not that you're trying to compete with anybody or beat anybody. That's not what I'm saying. It means that, you're okay with yourself enough that you've got value and you're going to share it.
Pretty much.
And that is, people want you. They want to see the authentic you. That's why authenticity is a new currency. It's not how many, magic diplomas you have.
Nobody even asks. Like, it's wild to me within all of this scope of work. Like, people just want you. That's all they want, is somebody beside them. And we put so much importance on all this other blah, blah over there, which is great. I mean, go and do the trainings that you want to do. Go beef out the skills you want to go beef out, but you don't require all of that, right?
All that's required is that you serve.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And everyone's got some experience that they can give and talk and share about.
Most of them want to be heard.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Most people don't have a women's circle, or a community of friends where they can share and hear, and it's so powerful just to be seen and heard, just to have a space to, a lot of women can't talk to their husbands. A lot of women, live in not close to, or just don't have community. So it's really powerful what you're creating. Don't knock it.
And you're not their family and close friends, so they feel safer.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not the neighbor next door, that's going to judge them or whatever,
Yep. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. This can be, this is an entire, business model in and of itself. It's kind of a hybrid of the live weekly webinar. The only difference is it's on Zoom, so people can see each other, and it's not on a set time. It's whenever you feel like it. But again, it's showing up, it's being visible, it's delivering value, and it works.
And I figured,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, right now, while I'm kind of figuring out all the little tweak things, like, who exactly is it that I desire to hire to be a contribution to me? I'm like, I can continue doing these things and just kind of slow rolling people in here while I get all of these things figured out. And I already have all the system, or well, I shouldn't say the systems, but all the ideas and the ability to teach on my automated webinar in place. And as soon as I have that, it's just going to be boom, 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 go. Yep. Right? It's going to be hit the ground running. So,
so you're utilizing, it's all laid out for you. You're in the perfect place. You have the right support. Clients are coming on board, giving you clarity, and then you can be more clear in your webinar. It's amazing. Congratulations, Rockstar. My goodness. Yeah.
You're very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have a comment or a question? Yeah, Dina.
Well, I still have a question on what Caitlin did. I want to know, Vanessa, what you think. If the two major questions that I get from my clients that I'm attracting as estheticians are how to get more clients and how to sell more, right? Which bottom line is really umbrella of how to make more money. More clients equals more money. Selling retail is more money. So I'm wondering if I did a circle like Caitlin, and those are one of the two topics, I'm kind of wondering, and I'm safe enough to ask you guys, would they really even need me then if I gave them the answers to that?
This is a great question. Of course they're going to need you.
Because that's what I'm hearing, the gremlin, like, well, if you give away one half of their question, they don't even need to hire you then. You just shot yourself in the foot.
No, there's a really big old story out there that's, give them, but don't give it all to them. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so it's full of shit. You give and you're going to get. And the fact is, I could get on here and I could talk about mindset all day long for free. And they're still going to need somebody to walk them through this process that I teach. And that's the end of it. No one can take apart their own brain. You can talk about your about page and your authentic selling story all day long and tell them why they need it and tell them even the parts of it. And they're still not going to be able to do it on their own. What you're doing is you're demonstrating to them that you really know your value. You really know this. This is valuable information. You're coming across with certainty and confidence, which is what people want to buy. They want certainty and confidence. They want somebody who can lead them with certainty and confidence. And they're still, even though their brain can wrap themselves around, oh, this is a recipe, but what does that look like for me? How much, what do I call it? Where do I get it freaking wrapped? Who ships it? All these questions. You see what I mean? Maybe you don't give them the actual distributor name or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want me to help you set this up, you can apply to have a chat with me. You can apply to be in my mastermind where I take women from here to multiple six figures in their spa business. That's the benefit. You get to work with me and ask me all these questions, but you're giving them something. Again, if you go out there and you make a training without giving them something, then you're training them to show up to something where it's just a pitch fest. And do you know what I mean? So when I did my live weekly webinars every week, just like Caitlin, I would, I had clients, so I would see, oh, there's a theme. Oh, pluck. I'm going to talk about this. This week is going to be about this. And a Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., I'd make a few slides, edit a few slides, right? Because the front slides and the back slides were the same. I used to do slides. I used to have me in the front end, talk about me. Hey, here's who I am. I got these books. I'd say, listen, if you stick around, and I'm going to ask you some questions. If you get it right, I'm going to mail you a book. So I give them a reason to stick around to the end. If you don't have a book, you don't even have to. But it was an easy way. So it cost me $20, $30 to mail out a few books every week. The people got into this habit of, I'm going to stick around here. And I would ask stupid questions like, what am I drinking? If you guys guess what's in my, you know what I mean? It was like, what's my dog's name? You know what I mean? Like silly things like this. Had even nothing to do with the content sometimes. It just had to do with a story I was sharing. Then they would get a free book. And they loved it. And every week I talked about a different topic. And at the end, there was always an offer, And then, what happens is you build kind of a tribe of people that know, like, and trust you. And you're top of mind because you keep doing this often. Emailing people, they're going to get an email every time there's a new one of these. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. You
okay.
Froze.
Yeah, the internet here sometimes spotty. I'm not moving. But anyway, they know, like, and trust you because they get an email every week that says, hey, we're having this webinar. And they show up and then you're top of mind. And, sometimes I had a great, as you build this email list, you can offer different campaigns. I call this my shit or get off the can campaign. I created this email marketing module for you guys. It's called my shit or get off the can campaign. It's a great campaign. That's why I call it. My team knows it. Send out the shit or get off the can email. Okay. So they know what it means now. But basically, I made myself this intention. Okay. Now, this happened very quickly in my life. I decided I was going to, move in with this guy, Alex. He had 3 kids. My business wasn't where I wanted to be. It was kind of month to month. We moved in together. We put all the money down for the house and bought the kids' bunk beds on credit cards. And I said, I'm going to make $20,000 a month. And, sure enough, that happened. I started doing these live weekly webinars, and that all happened. And then I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to make $40,000 a month. Here I am. I'm going to put this hat on and make this concept of myself. And I had this idea. It's called the shit or get off the can. I'm going to double the prices. I'm going to double the price of my year-long program, and you have until my birthday to shit or get off the can. Now, I might have said that once in a video, but it was my private, my private thing. But it was a real campaign. And so what happened was people were watching, they were getting value all the time. And then, hey, guess what, guys? We've been getting such amazing, stellar results that I'm going to double the price. This doesn't make any more sense. So if you've been, on the fence, now's the time to shit or get off the can, because the price, I'm going to double it. And I announced that on the live weekly webinar. Woo! And send it out in emails, And holy smokes, did I get a whole bunch of women that signed up, and I closed the month. It was like 37,000. All these people paying full. Boom, 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 boom. And that's pretty close to 40. It was an idea. It was a decision. And then I had an idea, and I acted upon it. And I think I included that for you guys in the email marketing module. So I sent out a video, and it said, hey, 3 keys to skyrocketing your abundance next year coming up. My birthday's in January. I'm a Capricorn, right? So it was, hey, so everyone wanted to open up that email and click and watch it. And I gave them some really cool value. Like, listen, here's 3 keys, man. If you don't get this right, you can shoot your abundance in the face. You're not going to have it. But if you get this right, and by the way, if you've been thinking about joining my program, it's time to shit or get off the can, because you have until my birthday, January 9th. And after that, the price goes double. So think about how you can use this principle, okay, in your marketing. Because again, why do people buy? People buy to avoid missing out. 99% of people buy because of fear of loss. Now, fear of loss can be fear of loss of my personal freedom, fear of loss of whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be about, okay, fear of loss of, having this experience of missing out. It's going to be more expensive. I won't be able to afford it. Oh my gosh. Remember, people are creatures of habits, right? They have these habits, and you know what I mean? People are creatures of habits. What gets people to actually move? Most people, something really bad has to happen. They have to hurt, have a fucking wake-up call before they change their habits with everything: relationships, food, money, career. So create that. Whoop, it's gonna hurt. Whoop, you're gonna lose out. Whoop, jump. So that's something to think about. That's just an idea I wanted to put out there, because the truth is, you're never going to give people too much. This was what started the conversation. Was your question. They're still going to need you. If people were able to do it on their own, they would have done it already. And there wouldn't be 7 billion people in the world. If we were meant to do it on our own, there would be 7 billion people in the world. So great question. And yeah, Sherry.
Just by having, for example, with us in your group, if we fall behind and we get slack, we feel guilty because we know we have to show up, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we're not where we want to be, but mm-hmm. it makes us accountable mm-hmm. to you and to ourselves. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you might be doing everything all last night just because you okay, I can't show up and being, oh, I didn't do anything, because mm-hmm. It's an accountability issue.
Yep.
So
having a mastermind is a wonderful group. It is creating a wonderful space for people. Yeah, to hold them accountable. What you're actually selling people, and that's really the point, Sherry, and that's well made. What you're actually selling people is clarity, support, and accountability. That's what really happens. That's what people really buy. There's a lot of video trainings out there, and I buy books. I read books. Okay, I do. And maybe and sometimes I get some massive, one idea. One idea to me is a beautiful thing. One idea, one nugget to me, change your whole life. That's why you have a mentor. Mentor is going to give you new ideas. You take action on a new idea, boom, change your whole fucking life. One new way of looking something, change your whole day, change your whole perspective, change your whole vibration, change your whole life. That's why people hire mentors. A mastermind is a mentor plus all of these other ideas. Look at these ideas that Caitlin shared today. Like, I took notes. You know what I mean? It was good notes. Reminded me. Live weekly webinar. Yes, it still works. It's actually part of your training in here. Live weekly webinars work. They're actually a lot lower technology than, getting this automated beast off the ground. It's a lot easier to do. It takes less technology. You don't need a whole team to run the damn thing. You know what I mean? You just need you. You and you can run it. So, great conversation, guys. Anybody else have a comment, question about anything? Think of one. I'm getting a glass of water. It's freaking dry here in Oregon. It's dry. It's like the desert out here, man.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
A little bit drier than I'm used to.
It's funny because when I go down to California to work on horses and stuff, coming from Edmonton, I am like pretty sure I am in the desert there.
It is dry.
And yeah, like I'm going down San Diego, San Marcos, Encinitas area. Like my skin freaks out. Everything freaks out. I don't even know who I am by the time I come home.
Yeah, you're right in my area. I live in Oceanside. I'm like right there. San Marcos is like right next to it.
That's one of my favorite little spaces to go. Actually, when I come down for the mastermind, I'm going to tell all my horse clients that I'm coming down at the same time.
Yep.
Probably go down 2 days before and make about $3,000 and then go.
That's it. My dad used to do that. He was an artist and he would say, kiddo, be an entrepreneur. You can write off your business travel expenses and just, travel at the same time. And I thought that was such a great idea when we were kids. He would go painting, and my dad was so cheap though. He'd be like, $30, $42 a night for a motel? That's preposterous. Get back in the truck. We're going to go, he would drive miles to this is back in the day. $38. There you go. Save $5. You probably spent more than $5 of gas driving down the street. Anyways, he used to take us on these trips, and he would go painting during the day, and he'd ship us off to the beach. We have a great time. We'd go for, sold a painting. Just keep going. We're not going home yet. Another week, when we were kids.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's great that you have the that's really what's available to you as an entrepreneur. Everything becomes a business trip, right? You can get an excuse and pay off your travel. So why not? A little bit of both.
I know what we could talk about a little bit, and maybe this will be on somebody's radar down the road. As long as Mary or Sherry, do you guys have stuff? No? Okay.
Go for
it. So I've started putting together a retreat for January. Mm-hmm. And I am so excited about it. The vendors came in like way cheaper than I thought they were going to. So I'm going to take them to Banff, so in the Rocky Mountains.
Beautiful.
For 4 days here in the winter, because I find it's a really good time to turn them inwards.
Yep.
I know my group is really active and receptive, and I already have 4 people registered for it. I told them there was only a max of 10, so it's good. And I've rolled it in. Actually, part of the mastermind, they can either sign up as a retreat and mastermind together, or either or. But what are your favorite ways to advertise those and launch them and make them look ridiculously appealing? What's all your tips and tricks from what's worked for you?
Great. So this is a wonderful question. And this is specifically a retreat that's going to be only for your mastermind members?
Nope. Anybody that's in my intuitive group, I'm happy to bring.
So they're paying for this as an extra.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So here's what you need to do. This is the first thing you need to do, because a retreat, you need to find out what's the minimum cost for you to run it and break even. That's the number one. Okay, that's and always add $2,000 onto it, because there's going to be something. Retreats can be a lot of fun, but oftentimes not lucrative if you don't get that right. So what is your minimum? How many people do you need minimum showing up to make this go?
Well, I know, like, I've worked it out per person what my projection is, plus about 20% of what their bare minimum cost is. So it's $846 a person.
So I wouldn't run that for anything less than $2,500 a person.
Okay.
I just wouldn't. You're going to want to have a profit out of there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be more than 800 and something a person. Or you're just going to end up doing it for free, which you could. and not be paid for it, you could charge a lot less and not really earn money. But one of the things you definitely want to have is a photographer to come and photo shoot a day or two of this experience. And that's where
one of my girlfriends is coming and doing that for me.
That's where you're going to get the pictures to, use to promote the following ones.
Yeah.
You want to have like swag gift bags. You guys are getting to know me here. But if there's anything you know about me yet, I would like to give gifts. I'm a really good inspirational leader, and I'm a really good gift giver. Those are my juju. I have other juju ninja, but I love giving gifts. I'll never show up to your house empty-handed. That doesn't happen. I'm usually the
really good brownies.
Brownies.
I want me more of those.
Take those brownies away from me. Give them to kids. So have some, you want to kind of promise something, and then my MO in business is promise an outcome and then blow people out of the fucking water.
Deliver more.
Yeah, deliver more. And that way you're always going to have a business that is flourishing. The other thing to think about on retreats is that you need to give people some downtime to do their own thing, and they're gonna conglomerate together. You know what I mean? Like,
what I actually booked was a full day. So the Friday, actually before we even get into any of the mindset stuff or into the psychic development, any of that, we're doing a full day at the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, and I got an amazing spa package in there for everybody to get a massage, a pedicure, and then they're including spa lunch. Then they have all these mineral pools and hot tubs and inhalation rooms and a huge lounge looking over the mountains. So it's a whole day there.
Self-care. Beautiful. Right? Yes.
Mostly for me. Mostly for me.
Yep. When I do VIP days, that's what happens. I take people to the montage. I get them a massage. I get one too. And we hang out in paradise. And we talk about business or, mindset. It's for me. I'm like, this is great. They're like, wow, you guys are going to pick a luxury location, pick a place that they wouldn't normally go to on their own. And a lot of the transformation, a lot of what people get on retreats is, again, that space out of their busy life, without their kids and their husband and empty the trash and cooking dinner and, cleaning and doing the laundry and all of those other things that distract them from really, focusing and doing the shit they say they always wanted to do. So that's what they're really buying.
Yeah.
So they're buying that time and space where they're getting the accountability, the clarity, the support, where they're not being disrupted. So when you're doing your live streams, I would start, I made myself a calendar, a live stream calendar. So like I'll do a live stream tomorrow, and I'm going to promote, whatever it is I'm promoting. So there's a few programs that I promote. Most of it is the 8-week boot camp. But I'm doing a mindset retreat in October. I'm doing a Soul Sister Mastermind, another one. So that, you can promote things during your live streams or during your circles, and have beautiful pictures that promote them as well, and bring people to an application page where, you kind of loosely outline what's going to happen on each day, and get people to apply. I wouldn't put pricing on there just because anything over $500 is going to have people with all kinds of objections that need to be handled with a live person.
People are so funny, aren't they? Like, so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky because I did so much work around my perceptions of money before I was even in this program, because it used to be a big thing for me. And I adopted a long time ago, this whole mantra that I started using was, it's just money, I'll get more. Because I used to really be in that lack mindset. You wouldn't believe it now, but I was. Like, we were living month to month. I would go show up at my parents' house and be like, hey, I'm here to visit you for dinner. Secretly, I don't have enough money to feed myself. Right?
Yep.
But, so now,
how that changed, right? When you change your concepts of money, when you change your concepts of yourself around money or having money or able to have or deserving or worthy or whatever the story is, everything changes. Mm-hmm.
And now you use it as a teaching tool for people, right? Like, that's last night, that's where the conversation turned to, because I don't know, somebody was talking about money and I was like, you guys want to know my secret about money? Yeah.
That would be that's a great video.
That's the next webinar I'm going to do.
Want to know my secret about blank?
Yeah.
That's a great, template, because, and then we're talking about copywriting. We're talking about engagement. We're talking about a big part of being successful as an entrepreneur is having successful marketing. And now you're talking about getting people to actually click and watch. Right? So I want you to always be thinking about, how can I create curiosity? Well, I know my secret to blank. You're damn right. Click. I want to see what it is. What is it? Right? 3 keys to get this result. What are they? Click, click. So as you're thinking about your marketing, you're thinking about headlines for videos, you're thinking about posts, you're thinking about, how can I, create curiosity? How can I create people that are wanting to click on this thing? One of the emails, one of my best open rates ever, was this headline that says, "No guns in the bathroom." Everybody opened that thing.
What did it say? You cut out.
No guns in the bathroom.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? But here they can keep getting emails about, like, break through your abundance blocks and let go of your visibility blocks and, God, and God told me this. God told me to tell you this. That was another one. Holy shit. And people open that like crazy. What do you tell you? Click, click, click. I want to know. No guns in the bathroom. Where does that come into play with making money and breaking through? It had nothing to do with it. It had to do with my eyelashes. A video about my eyelashes. People click, because what do you mean no guns in the bathroom? What's she talking about? Click. You see what I mean? A lot of marketing is breaking people out of their, trance. They skim freaking emails. How many headlines do you see? No guns in the bathroom. What the hell is she talking about? Click.
That's true. I followed your advice and I went and I subscribed to a whole bunch of like the other coaches and things like that to be on their emailing list. And the headlines are hilarious. I don't know if you have any from this guy. I think his name is Tyson Zahner.
No.
Maybe?
I know.
Well, anyways, he just did this series where he's like, well, that was insulting. I can't believe you said that to me. Can you believe what this broad wrote? And it was things where you're like, oh, I can't believe you wrote that in a headline. I got to open it. And I did. And all the ones that I don't want to open, I delete them. So I'm like, keeping that, putting that in the pile, keeping that.
Right? See, so that's right. One of the best, become a student of marketing. And people make fun of me. My mentor makes fun of me because I have 40,000 emails that I had to buy more freaking storage. I don't give a shit. I don't want to delete any emails. I have everything in there. If I got to find something, I just search it and I find it. I never delete anything. I'm a part of, and then I have my own business email that, just maybe get 5 or 10 emails a week. It's not even like, there's so much in that inbox, but I don't care because I scroll through it and I find, one lady said the email yesterday was, wow. Hold on, I wrote it down. I'm going to write an email about this. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. It said, I was going to today. Wow. All I can say is wow. I was like, click. The fuck is she talking about? And of course she's talking about how great her webinar was and everyone got all these great results. I was like, swipe. I'm going to write my next email about that, about all the amazing results my clients are getting. Wow. All I can say is wow. Who's not going to open that? So
I want to be in your email. I want you to say, I want to be on your.
No, you're in it today.
I don't get them.
Yeah, both of you guys today are in my email.
Are you ready? It says we've been receiving 20 to 30 people a day applying to work with us here in our 10K and 30-day mastermind since April. The demand has been astounding, and the results our clients are getting are outrageous. Caitlin attracted 10 new clients in 30 days. Adina made 10K in 2 days. And you got booked as a speaker at 2 major conferences. Sarah attracted her first strategy session. We're in her email, Adina. That means we're like serious business.
Yes.
I want to be on your slideshow. I want the Vanessa lied 10K in 28 days. I want that to be in your next webinar slideshow.
Okay. You guys are make it. I'll put it in an email too. So those emails are also really, really good.
I wonder why I'm not getting your emails. That's so weird.
Well,
check your junk box.
We actually, so here's what happens. We don't send our emails to clients. We exclude them when we make offers because, and Kaylin, you probably have it because you probably came at my website and
I went back through your funnel, right? To be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you entered in different places, and so now you're on multiple lists, and so this, you know, but there's a whole complicated tagging. Listen, I have not even entered. I'm very proud of this. Never even logged in myself to Entrepreneur email sending system. I have no idea how the fuck it works, and I don't want to know. I'm not interested. That is not my juju. Michelle, rockstar business manager, loves systems. She's like, ooh, let me tell you. Wow, can I show you? I was like, okay, I'm watching. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. You know,
That's like me.
Loves
Yeah.
it. So
I want to sell, make money all day. That's all I care about.
I want to inspire people all day is what I really care about. I love doing these live Q&A calls. I love doing videos. I love telling stories and inspiring people. And everything else, I love sales calls too, because that to me is like that's the transformations happen. Shit's gonna get real right here. Let's have some transformation. And I'm gonna be straight up front with you. Boom. You're gonna be on the call. You're gonna get me on the phone. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Get ready. You know, strap your tits on. Here it is. So I love that, but everything else, don't need it. Anyways, there's tags and there's this and there's that. But so think of emails also where you're bragging about, you know, the wins that your clients are getting or the amazing conversation that you had in your last circle, you know, and then whoop, invite them. So as you're, you know, and this is another, you know, great reminder, like Caitlin said, go and apply to different people that are in your industry. If you're not already a subscriber on their email, subscribe to them and watch how they market, and specifically pay attention to the people that you open, and then create a swipe file. You know, it's called swipe. I swiped the email copy. So I have another email that I created, which you all have access to. I finally made that email marketing module. I think it's module 10 now. Somebody, it was Ryan Levesque, was sending out an email about his mastermind called, you know, the name of the mastermind, you know, with the little arrow, FAQ, your questions answered. I almost bought this thing, you know, but I was like, the guys that I'd hired to do my marketing, they were in it and they sucked, and I fired them. So I was like, I'm not going to buy what they're doing, you know. But I read this email and it was really convincing. And basically all he did was just answer a bunch of the frequently asked questions in advance. So I modeled it as I copied the whole email. I edited it with my information about what's my webinar and what my mastermind about and what we do here and da-da-da. And again, that became the shitter to get off the can email. You know, oh, and by the way, hurry up, you know, on this date, the price is going up. So, you know, some urgency in there. So think about, you know, there's different kinds of emails that you guys could be sending out. And there's different kinds of messages that you could also be, you know, similarly posting in your Facebook group. If you don't have an email list yet, use your Facebook group to be visible, deliver value, and make offers, and talk, you know, create some scarcity, create some urgency. People see results and they're like, oh my God, I've been following this group woman, Caitlin, and oh my God, I've been following someone, Nadine, I've been following Sherry, I've been following Mary, you know, oh my God, and that person, oh, I gotta get going. Oh, apply. Mm-hmm. So be a student of marketing. Learn, you know, from what other people are doing. I still do that. I wrote down yesterday. That's what I'm gonna write. You know, my next email is gonna be wow. All I can say is wow. If I opened it, it must be good. Yeah, great conversation, guys. Any other comments or questions?
Well, I just wanted to clarify when I was saying that, you know, I don't care about the technology or the stuff like your Michelle does. Of course I care about inspiring people. I'm a sensitive soul and I love inspiring people. I'm just saying my brain doesn't work in the technology, you know, emails. That stuff's so boring for me. The stuff that excites me is more of like the salesy. My brain works on how to do that, not on how to do that. And of course, in the middle of that is definitely inspiring people. I would never walk over someone for money. Like, that's not me. But
no, that's not what I was saying. I'm like you. I don't, if I force myself, I could do anything. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm a pretty balls to the wall. If I decide I'm going to do something, you're going to get on board. You're going to get the fuck out of my way because I'm going to do it. That's the kind of person I am. I'm the Capricorn. We're very supremely stubborn, you know, to our detriment. It's a good thing. It can be a very bad thing. And I have learned in business that what is, you know, what could take me, like I could sit there and try and learn how to build a website. It would take me months, or I could just pay somebody to go and do it. I'd rather just pay somebody to go and do it.
Yeah.
Get somebody and when you get to the point, and that's why I want to, all of my teaching to entrepreneurs is how to make sales as fast as you can, because then, you know, you can outsource and pay people to do the things that you don't want to do. So what's the fastest path to cash? To really building your business, making sales, making offers, and then pay people to do the stuff that you're not great at. And you'll keep yourself in a high vibration, and they'll be stoked. You know, like now we have a ton of people on our team. It's been amazing what I've learned, you know, growing this team. I think we're like 18 people now, which is insane. It was just used to be me and Derek, who highlights the Jessica. It's nice. It's a guy named Derek in Pakistan. He's a 24-year-old kid. It was just me and him. He was my one virtual assistant. I had other virtual assistants that cost me thousands of dollars a month. I was like, how
did you find him? Like, where do we find a Derek?
Well, I can get you guys connected with a Derek. So in the very beginning of my business, I had one virtual assistant that I found on hireyourmom.com. Her name was Sarah. I met her in Hawaii not too long ago for the first time. It's like 8 years later. And she ended up she was my virtual assistant, and then she ended up actually becoming a client of mine. And she grew her freaking virtual assistant business and exploded. And off she went. And I was like, well, shit. You know, that was kind of bittersweet. Like, you know, anyways, I found somebody else. She grew her company into this behemoth thing. So I hired a few people on hireyourmom.com. And then I published my second book. It cost me a lot of money. I had paid this whole team to do all kinds of stuff. And then there's a woman that came on a retreat with me. She really should have been in the retreat, not my partner. That became very evident very quickly. The one good thing she did bring was the fact that she worked with this team in Pakistan called mezimarketing.com, run by this guy named Usman, okay, who you all have access to. And Usman runs a team of 400 virtual assistants in Pakistan. They actually train, and they all come, it's like a big Google. They have this huge, new, beautiful complex of like different floors. And hundreds of people. And so Usman's work with Brendan Bouchard, all kinds of different people on their launches, like big names. So he's a super tech like wizard. He knows his shit. And what he does is he'll go and he'll hire an assistant, train them up with what you need them to do, and then, give you an assistant. And they're not expensive. It's like $1,000 a month to have a personal assistant from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., whatever those hours are. And the deal is, though, they're not going to be like, they're not thinking people. They're not going to brainstorm ways. They're not going to be a marketing mentor. They're going to be like, go and do this specifically and make a little video and show them what to do. So they work with a lot of doctors as their scheduling assistants. Okay. And then they kind of broached into the entrepreneur system. So I have Derek doing, very routine things like setting up replay reminders, setting up links to the Zoom links, sending out replays to you guys, sending out emails for the Jumpstart calls, posting, the reminder in the Facebook group. If I post something in the 8-week boot camp, my inspirational post in the morning, he takes them, he transfers them over to this group, So he can also fire off an email. He's trained on how to do a lot of the technical things, he'll handle the support desk, but I wouldn't have him handle like a customer care problem because he wouldn't know what to say. He would be very sharp and quick with it. And then there's not really enough finesse around there. So in the beginning, I spent a lot of money on virtual assistants that I really didn't need to. And then I hired Usman's company and I got a Derek. And I know he's been working with me for years. It's been like 2.5, 3 years now. And I would say, that's a great virtual assistant to have, because a lot of business is actually, it's not just about making money, it's about keeping the money you make. Yes, it's about providing transformation. You have to provide transformation, get results for your clients. But the other part of it is that you want to make a profit. So how can you do that? So as you're thinking of, okay, what are the tasks that I really don't need to be doing anymore? What can I outsource? You can also have them do research for you, research certain things. Figure out how to do Zoom and let me know. Figure out this problem. Talk to, Entrepreneur. Go talk to these people and find out how to get around this problem and come back to me. So they all have a good command of the English language, but they need a lot of tell me what to do. So the best way that I did in the very beginning was I would get on the phone with them every morning for 5-10 minutes. Okay, here's your priorities for the day. I just keep my Skype, window open, and every time something would come in, he would ask me a question. I was there. I could answer him, and he was always available. That's the best part about it, is that you get your own personal. You don't have to wait. A lot of these virtual assistants have 12 or 13 clients, and you're like, when I get around to you, I'm like, I can't fucking handle that. No, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to pay you all this money, and then I'm going to be when you get around to me. That doesn't work for me. Sorry. And I had to figure that out. So if you want, you can connect you with Usman, and you can get somebody for half the day, maybe pay half of that or $600 a month, when you're getting to that point where you shouldn't be sending replay reminders, when you're tired of doing the kind of, the necessary unnecessary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a question. I just realized, did I get an answer to when you first started and you had those one-on-one coaching calls? Should I, moving forward, have all the new people I sign up into my program send me their homework as just kind of like an accountability? They know they're going to send it to me, so they know they have to do it, but I don't have to really look at it? Or should it just be something like, you paid for it, you make sure you do it, and we talk?
Well,
what would you do?
That's always been the way I've run. I've never, I would always let people, because I had different programs. I had just a mindset program in the beginning, a one-on-one mindset program, and then it had a sales, so it was called Sales Attraction Secrets. It was a 6-month program where we did sales attraction systems and we did mindset. And they could use that time with me on the phone to do whatever they wanted to do. We could go and work on copy. We could go and set up systems, or oftentimes they would email me something right before the call and say, I emailed you this. I want to take a look at that with you during today's call. Okay, great. But I wouldn't make them do homework. I mean, because they've already paid for the program, right? They're
right.
So they've got to show up for themselves.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. I don't want to micromanage them and also teaching them how to treat me or using them as guinea pigs moving forward. Do I really want everyone sending me their homework and filling up my inbox and my zip files all month long? That's a lot.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Okay.
One of the things we do is I ask people to fill out a questionnaire, on where their goals are. That lives in a G drive folder for me, so I can get in there and see that, but that's really, and when you guys, meet with Annie, the mindset mentor, you guys can, she makes you fill out a form so that we're all kind of on track. Okay, where is she? Is she on track? Is she, is her head on straight? Is she committing? Is she, moving forward? Or are you getting to reach your goals? So we have people fill that out. But that's it, everything else we try and bring here inside our Facebook group. So far, we're able to do it. But when it gets to be too much, we're almost hitting that point with our 8-week program. We're going to have to open up a Zen desk. So part of why I love the mastermind concept the way this is because everyone learns so much by what you post in the Facebook group and how people answer it. I love that. I love this model for that reason. And the bad part about it is once you get over, I think we have, let's say 70, 80 people in a group, you start to lose information. It goes right down in Facebook and you might not catch it in time. And so we're almost hitting that threshold with our 8-week program where we're going to have to get people to, send in your video if you want us to give you feedback on Zendesk, right? So that we can track the tickets and so that nothing gets lost.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is no. You don't have to have them sending in your phone. You don't have to micromanage them.
Yeah.
I get on tangents when I start talking about things. Oh, yeah. This reminds me of this.
Well, then my second question was on these, what are they called? The Soul Sisters, you only take 7 people, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say, okay, this week you got me and Mary, and then so by the time it's time for my Soul Sisters, if you only take 7, I'm just curious, how are you going to handle, are you going to do more Soul Sisters then?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it, but in reality, one of the biggest lessons I learned in business, and this is actually, it's a tough lesson to learn, but there's always, squirrel, shiny object, right, that you can do all kinds of things. And one of the hardest lessons is to just keep doing what works and just do better at it. And so, as we're growing, I like doing the Soul Sister Mastermind. So I decided I'm going to open it up, I'm going to open it up to people outside our program, and they can pay and come and join. That this is a new thing. So I'm kind of testing that out to see how I like that. That's what I'm doing.
I guess I just want to know, like, if I'm in your program here and I'm going to like Hawaii in May, but we have, like, let's say on this call we have 5 people and maybe you really have 8, but by the time May rolls around you have 24 people in this year-long program. How do I make sure I have one of your slots to go to what I pay
you will always have one of my slots. So we'll open it up. It won't be only 7 people at that point. It'll be different.
Okay. And
when I had 25 people in this mastermind at one point, 7 people only traveled to come to masterminds. It was always it was the magic number. And don't ask me why. It was the wildest thing. It just always worked out that way. But regardless, my intention is to have 40 people here, and that's happening. So we're going to have a different kind of we'll have to change a little bit, but it'll still be awesome and amazing. And you'll never not have a place, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's, I think, another piece of, the business is, find out what people want and always be able to adapt and to fill that need. Right. And the other piece was, before I got another tangent, was, do what's working and just do it better. Like, I went to go on television, and the challenge was tell your story like you've never told it before. Listen, I've told this story 20,000 times, right? How do you tell it without getting bored of it again? That's the challenge in business. How do you keep doing what you're doing without needing to, reinvent the wheel? So we're always trying to make things better, mostly our client experience. We're trying to always make it better. And how can we help them get, a result in more record time? And how can we, so that usually looks like we hire more people to give more support and train them so that people always feel like they're getting amazing support. But in the beginning, just having your own one-on-one mastermind in a Facebook group, you can easily have, a $300,000, $400,000 a year business with 20 or so people in a Facebook group. You know what I mean? Host your own live group calls. Maybe you have one assistant, like a Derek, or maybe one mindset mentor that's helping you do some jumpstart calls. It's a very lucrative model. You guys are all learning it, and I'm really excited. I'm stoked. I'm stoked that you guys are all here, that you've made it here, that you're taking the time to be here. Really, it's amazing. And the wins here, that you're all having clarity, client, the ideas, the new business ideas. It's phenomenal. So keep up the great work, guys. It's really a pleasure to have you here.
Many golden nuggets from each other.
Right? Yeah. Now, just even sometimes, listening in, you pick up an idea. That's the power of this mastermind. So I adore you guys. Keep showing up just like you are today, asking questions and sharing, It's wonderful to see you guys supporting each other. Tag me, post questions in here for me. On Thursdays, you guys are with Nazim at 11 a.m. You have them all to yourself. Again, there's always about 5 or 6 people that jump on this call. So you have a much more, in touch with him. And so if you have questions about funnels and, if technology is not your strong suit, or if you want to get your ads working, another great, opportunity there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just thought of one more question. So a couple people so I just look at my phone. There's like 3 people waiting to join my private group again. And like yesterday was 24. So those Facebook ads are working. So, but a couple people have messaged me privately because what I'm doing, and I'll share because hopefully it'll help you guys, you know, if this helps, that's awesome. But when someone asks to join my group, before I approve them, I make them one of those welcome things that Vanessa does. And I have a message that's like, my logo or slogan is like, you know, beautiful mindset mentor. So it's, hey, beautiful, sending beautiful thoughts your way. How, you know, what are top 3 questions I can help you with, la, la, la. So once I make their little Canva, I have that whole paragraph about booking a call with me and all that stuff that I'm going to put in their Facebook page, but I message them first. I add them as a friend because Facebook doesn't always let them know that I'm live on, I'm basically trying to get to them multiple ways to get a chance to see my live videos. So I add them as a friend. They accept my friend request. Before I even get them to accept my friend request, I send them a message. In that message is the same, hey, beautiful, blah, 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 about booking a call with me. And then I approve them. So then they get on the group and they see this personalized, you know, hey, Susie kind of thing. So I'm getting to them 3 ways. I'm getting to them on my private Facebook page. I'm getting to them as adding them as a friend. And I'm getting to them as sending them a private message. So they're messaging me right now and saying, I love what you're having to say. I love what you're having to offer. I looked at your website. What can I do to like work with you? So I had a girl just do that right now. And my question is, I'm saying, well, here's my website again. Like, not that it wasn't already in the Facebook, but I'm wondering if I should just be saying, because I'm not a patient person. So should I just be saying, hey, I'd love to schedule that call with you or put you on my books. Should I just grab them while they're hot instead of sending them to my website, grab their phone number?
Yes, you should be doing that. Say, listen, let's schedule a time to talk. Or you should send them to a booking page on your website. Or
well, I send them to my website where there is the booking link on there, but I guess more like an esthetician. Let's say someone calls me, they want a facial right now. A lot of times
I tell people what to do.
Mm-hmm. I got to jump off, guys.
Yeah. See you, Caitlin.
Bye, Caitlin.
Congratulations again.
Good.
Thank you.
Good job, girl. Can't wait to hear what you're doing next.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be more. Don't you worry. Take care.
Bye.
So tell people what to do. They want to do it right. You know what I mean? They don't want to offend you, or so you can say, wonderful, book a time to have a conversation with me here, link. And that can just be the direct link to your calendar booking.
Vanessa, I guess I'm not clear and I'm sorry about that. I am doing that, but then it's like I'm waiting. I'm not a patient person, so then I'm waiting a week for them to finally book. And I'm wondering, since they're asking me now, should I say, hey, give me your phone number. Let's talk. Like, tell me when I can call you and let me book you on my calendar.
Well, no? then it's a little bit too much you wrangling, and it's a little bit too much you chasing and, making sure. But what I would suggest is in the message, say, listen, mm-hmm. I'm glad that you found me. There's no coincidences. Mm-hmm. And yes, the next step is to schedule a free call where we can explore working together and what that might look like. Book a time in my calendar here, but hurry. Time in my calendar fills up fast due to my busy coaching and spa business calendar. I'm always speaking and giving tours and lectures and, training people. So if you find a spot in my calendar, book it fast. Do you see how that's different? That urgency is there?
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I were you.
Okay. I'll try it.
Urgency.
They have the choice.
They have the choice, and you want people who are responsible. You want to work with responsible clients.
Yeah.
And when I discovered this when I was actually getting booked on television, and I was like, oh, people were messaging me, and I was like, you know what? Hurry up, because they would flake out on me. They would ask for an appointment, and they would never show up. And I thought, well, why the hell aren't they freaking committing and continuing all the way through it? Because there's no urgency. But when you're like somebody who's on fire, oh my God, and they get to talk with you, oh man, I better get my ass in gear. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose an opportunity here because she's going to be busy.
Yeah. I just was noticing a pattern where, you know, the woman Candy, her name is Candy. She booked for me this coming Saturday. She was one of the people I told you was circling and circling and circling. And she said, sure, I'm going to book, but it took 2 weeks. Like if I have to keep waiting 2 weeks for these people to get on my call, I want, and I know I have, results now, you know? And so I'm wondering if maybe for these women, if my approach should be more direct, like if they're reaching out to me, if I should treat them the same way I treat my spa client, which is, sure, let me book that for you.
Yeah, you should try that. Let me book it for you right here. This time or this time.
Yeah.
Give them 2 options.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Do it. Then they're going to have that that's more personalized with you.
Okay. So it's not wrangling then. It's not like, did I just like convince you? Did we just go full circle and do opposite of what you recommended a minute ago?
Yeah, because it's about getting somebody while they're hot to make a commitment.
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. I'll try it.
Because Vanessa, you book your calls within what, 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, you want to get them, you want your calendar to show them a few times in the next 48 hours maximum, 72 hours. Otherwise, if they book a week out, sometimes they don't show up. They go and watch another webinar. You know what I mean? They want answers right away.
So maybe on that, I'll tweak that too, Vanessa. Right now I have Acuity and it just shows like all, you know, Wednesdays and Fridays are open. Maybe, and that's for like the whole month or the whole year. Maybe I should just be tweaking it for
maximum 3-4 days in advance.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll change it. Okay, awesome.
3, yeah.
All right, great.
Great question, guys. Great conversations and great ideas here. Congratulations and welcome. Welcome all you rock stars here to our program. I'm so stoked that you're here. We're going to have an epic year together. You know, it's been awesome just sharing some of the ideas here. So I love you girls. Have a phenomenal rest of your evening.
Send me good vibes. I'm in my first
you're going to have a blast.
High-paying coaching client in 23 minutes.
Enjoy it. Have fun, you girls. I love you.
Bye. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.